Hope you're ready, folks, because school's out for the summer. That's right, I've officially finished my semester of university and taking the summer off, not doing any classes in the summer, so prepare yourselves for a summer of Total War Warhammer. Today we're going to be continuing our Slade 2v2 series. He's been such a gent and sent me some more excellent 2v2 replays, including this one, where we see the signature stealth squig bomb build. Already we've got some squig hoppers running in the back line as well. And yeah, that's basically all. They're paired up with an incredibly tall hat build from the Chaos Dwarfs here. A couple of Fire Glaives, we've got Granite Guard, we've got Immortals, Infernal Ironsworn, a Dreadquake Mortar, and a Kadai Destroyer. Absolute madness. Mangy Marauders out there too as well. As for the Elves and the Dwarves, like the pre-War of the Beard alliance, the old alliance, we've got some Slayers here, a couple of Elven Bolt Throwers, some Cannons for the Dwarves, Spearmen, it looks like Thunderers, Archers, Thorgrim Grudgebearer leading the way alongside Tyrion. Got a Mage of Life and a Star Dragon. Yeah, more Thunderers and Longbeards and some Miners up front. So, yeah, a lot of stuff. Big old Oldertide build here for the High Elves and the Dwarfs, facing off against their enemies here. Definitely some nice destruction versus order theming here. But what do we call this? The Labor Union, perhaps? Goblin and Chaos Dwarf representatives just scheming to keep the orc working class oppressed, of course. But anyway, there is a black orc boss somewhere out there as well, I believe. But yeah, squigs are landing. Let's watch them assault up the hill. The High Elves and the Dwarves have a very commanding position here, so it's going to be tough. But the squigs are up for the challenge. They never saw a dwarf they didn't want to snack on, so hungrily they'll sweep on up the hill and smash through lines, immediately just crushing multiple units here. Tormentor Sword being popped as well to kind of freeze and control, debuff these units. Dreadquake firing away, can fire into the squig blob here and just generate massive value. As the Chaos Dwarf troops advance, 8-peak loons get into combat there. Mangy Marauders sweeping up and around. The squigs, of course, going to have a little bit of brittle leadership as the heavy hitters of the High Elves come in. That Star Dragon's definitely going to be a terror. Tyrion as well, of course, is great combatant. Definitely the Night Goblin War Boss. Does not want to be hanging around too long in that engagement against a much superior duelist. But wow, that Dreadquake lands. Just does massive damage. Multi-model units of squigs also taking massive damage, but a lot of them are single entities, or like basically chariots, right? In the case of Manglers, going to take basically no damage from the Dreadquake, so it's actually pretty safe fire into these engagements here. And Hellhammer as well. Ooh, not a super commonly seen spell, but a nice long wind-up wind spell is going to do some massive damage to those spearmen there. And yeah, just the AoE blasting is getting some serious work done. High Elves even throwing their AoE blast of their own. Not going to do too much, and it's aimed at these single entities. Generally, the Star Dragon's Breath is a lot better when you're right up close, basically firing straight down. With that breath attack, you get just massive single entity damage, but High Elves and Dwarfs leadership holding in many instances. Got some blasting charges being thrown in there from some miners. The Kadai rampaging a little bit, but there's still some Thunderers online, still a Bolt Thrower online. Star Dragon absolutely healthy and angry. Trying to hunt some Manglers right now. While the Colossal Burpa is going to continue to run through, try and take down whatever range units they can, perhaps. Protect that Kadai. Also protect the Night Goblin War Boss by bravely running away from Tyrion. Gonna instead let Astrogoth handle that engagement. Astrogoth has flaming damage, which is not going to be great here. Tyrion's got 40% fire resistance, so also not a great trade by any means, but he's got the Immortals in here. He's got some, point blank Infernal Guard potentially shooting Tyrion right in the back, so Astrogoth should do just fine. He's also got, decent enough defensive stats on his own. Not a crazy amount of melee defense, but can buff himself up, I should say, with that Cascading Fire Cloak. Flaming Sword of Ruin as well. Not really going to be adding a lot there, but hey, Taking a look at the rest of the battle, yeah, the Dreadquake, just because of all the other threats, that immediate, stealth Squig Bomb, just really putting Oldertide on the back foot. That Dreadquake has been able to fire unopposed the entire time, and it's just racked up 230 plus kills, almost 2,000 damage value already. Still some ammunition left as well. But, yeah, the gun units of the Chaos Dwarf Warriors kind of just walk forward without too much opposition. But we're going to see a big single entity engagement here. Noble, Tyrion jump in with the Star Dragon and the Mage. Trying to go like 4v1 versus Astrogoth. Of course, the Immortals are a very strong elite unit. They've got massive weapon strength and unyielding assault, so in a surround, it's going to be still doing pretty good damage to all these units. Ash Storm also being used to give a little bit of weakness to fire. Help Tyrion, tear away some of that fire resistance, basically, right? Essentially just counteracts that by half. So yeah, with that active, you can see Astrogoth gets a couple of big hits on the Noble. The Mage also just gets absolutely circle beaten. Thorgrim finally comes through to try and help his single entity engagement as well, but a little bit late. We're going to see Tyrion's Sunfang go off. That'll do a little bit of damage, but the fire resistance definitely helps with the Ironsworn. Definitely cuts both ways in this matchup between the Chaos Dwarfs and the High Elves. But Star Dragon's still alive, trying to hunt down the Night Goblin War Boss. Noble gets pushed out of that engagement, and it comes down to just Tyrion and Thorgrim. Thorgrim's taking massive gunfire, though. He's a pretty big target up on his throne. And so, just unopposed here, you've got the Fireglaive shooting into the back. The Immortals the whole time as well, just acting as elite melee support in this engagement. They got another Flaming Sword of Ruin to bust their melee weapon damage up even higher. Extra 11 weapon damage, not AP from that, but still, it's something. Yeah, Bob. Or no, Kadai Destroyer. I said there was a Bob. I actually totally lied. Bob's been hiding this entire time. But the Kadai managed to stay alive, at least up until this point. He is facing a little bit of Thunderer fire from multiple directions. Archers as well. It looks like army losses are kicking in. And Astrogoth, was probably going to go down in that engagement. Looks like he was getting real close to being killed off, but managed just to hold on right until army losses kick in, and that's victory for Stealth Squig Bomb and their Tall Hat brethren here. Definitely a good time had by all, unless you were, in the Oldertide. But looking at First Slade's Squig Bomb here, yeah, I mean, some units are going to pay for themselves. Not insanely wildly cost-effective, but really the tactical distraction here, right? The tactical value of that massive distraction. Ultimately, really, it's like the Acid Burp is the main thing that contributes well in terms of value, but then really just combos super well with this Tall Hat build for the Chaos Dwarves, right? Like the Dwarfs and the High Elves definitely up on the hill with that artillery, playing defensively. They expected to be on the defense, and they were immediately on the defense, right? But maybe not in the way that they wanted, and while they're dealing with Squigs, they're just getting absolutely shelled by the Chaos Dwarfs. 326 kills, almost 26,000 damage dealt by the Dreadquake Mortar. Absolutely fantastic. The Kadai gets quite a bit of kills and value as well. Not a crazy amount of value, actually, but just raw damage dealt. Still tactically need to cut through some of these lower tier units, but yeah, Granite Guard come in, get some great value. The two Infernal Guards also sniping at high value targets. Almost 3,000 damage value on the Immortals on 0 kills. Literally just chopping at single entities the entire time. So yeah, very impressive stuff. Very impressive stuff. Fun one for sure. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate all your support over these last few months, years. And we're going to keep things going on. Lots more Creative Assembly has planned, no doubt. So be sure to keep it right here for all your Total War Warhammer and other Total War needs. And we'll see you next time.